you. On a September afternoon in 1985, that little girl had grown into a beautiful young bride. And she turned to the man who held her hand in front of the waiting crowd. They smiled at each other as they spoke, and this was the wedding vow. And they said, I will take care of you the very best that I can, with all of the love here in my heart and all of the strength in my hands. Your every joy I'll share, for every tear I'll be there my whole life through. I will take care of you. On a September afternoon in 1989, the girl waited by a hospital bed, never leaving her mother's side. She said,
I know that's a good one because I love it. Why is that a good one for you?
Well, it's true. It's emotionally true, which to me is always the best place to start from in a song. The story of that song is that my daughter was born on my 30th birthday, on September 24th, in the same year that my father was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. I'm one of 6 children, and my daughter Zoe was the first grandchild of the generation. And within the same year, we all became adults. I was a mother, my sisters and brothers became aunts and uncles, and yet we knew that we were losing my dad. And any one of those things is a life-changing transition.
Indeed.
And the fact that I became a mother on my own birthday, the metaphor of that was not lost on me. Not the day she was born. I didn't come up with the idea for the song. I think when she was about, but the idea of, wow, to become
The next
a mother.
day?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's another story. But within, at some point, I began to realize that that metaphor of becoming a mother, giving birth to your new persona as a mother on your own birthday, was rich with significance. And I wanted to talk about the cycle of life, how a new life comes into the world, and a new life and an existing life leaves. And in the 10 years that song has been on the radio, it's actually been 12 years now, the letters I've gotten from people who write to my website and tell me how that song mirrors their life, even in the dates, which for myself the dates aren't actually true. They're convenient to rhyme words, but the shape of the song is true. That they've experienced losing their parent just before they had a child or just after they had a child, and how they thank me for the opportunity to celebrate and grieve together. And that, I think, is such a Jewish perspective on seeing life as a whole, on honoring all of the life cycle events as equal.
Right. Yeah.
And not burying death. I mean, we have wonderful traditions around death in Judaism. We're very lucky that we give it the time and the dignity to sit with it and to be open about it.
Literally to sit with it.
Yes.
Just as you say.
And when I started singing I Will Take Care of You in concert, after a little while, when I would introduce a song, people could sort of figure out what was coming up. I would see people leaning over. I'd think, oh, they want to leave. Everyone was reaching into their bags for a Kleenex.
For a Kleenex.
Because they knew they were going to cry. And then, at first I was like, oh, they're going to hate me after the show. They're going to be mad at me because I could see them crying. I could hear them crying. I couldn't even look people in the eye. It'd make me want to cry. People were so grateful. They would come up to me afterwards and say, you made me cry, thank you. And I couldn't understand that at first. Why would people be grateful that they would cry?
Because you allowed them to feel emotion. You allowed them to feel something that was there, and you helped them bring it out. But I want to touch on something You said a moment ago, people write you when they hear the song. You get to communicate with your audience, so to speak, even if you're not performing.
I do, and I love that. I consider that my whole career is like a dialogue. Even when I perform, I encourage people to heckle me from the audience. I love that two-way communication. It's boring being up there all by yourself.
So you're not an aloof artist.
No. No.
It's different, though. You mean you expose yourself a certain way, don't you?
You know, I find whatever energy you put out, you get it back. I put out a respectful and inclusive energy to my fans, and I get that back from them. I don't get strange, people that I'm afraid of. I mean, people, I think people see me as a sister and a friend and someone that's been on the same road as them, and they communicate with me about their lives in the same way.
Well, I'm certainly seeing what singing and songwriting can be about from a different perspective. You grew up as one of 6. Mm-hmm. Were you a musical family?
Yes, everyone in the family's musical.
Really?
Yeah.
And your parents?
Well, my dad had a tin ear, but my mother was very musical. My father loved music. He just wasn't very good at it himself, but he definitely appreciated it.
And are you the only one with an active professional musical career?
Professional, yes. But everyone has a great love of music and gives their kids music lessons and goes to a lot of cultural events. And it is definitely not at all outside the box that I did it professionally. It's maybe more surprising to me that my other siblings didn't.
Did you sing together? Do you sing together?
We did when we were young. My mother used to sing songs with a ukulele, believe it or not. and happy memories.
Right here in Toronto.
In Toronto, or we had a cottage. It was mostly at the cottage that we did the sing songs. But that whole idea of singing and creating together in a group with just letting it all hang out and having fun, that stayed with me my whole life. That's what being in my band is like. We have a lot of fun. It's very cooperative and
set band. You've got it's your own musicians.
Yes, we have I have a group of 4 that are the main people that I work with, but sometimes I have other people substituting when they can't come.
We're going to take another break now and come back with Phenomenal Woman. And I know that this is an important song for you.
Yes.
We'll come back.